Well, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Josh. I've got Viper Z with me in the commentary booth tonight. This is round 4 for the pro class here at Zandvoort. We're just about to get things rolling. Nigegunz got himself a drive-through on that formation lap, but it's Slam Bob that leads the field. There's the green flag, there's the racing, and we get going for the first time tonight up into Tarzan, and everybody in those Ferraris dominating the front of the field. And JJ back from injury, and everybody, we're hoping, gets through unscathed. The Bentleys, they look menacing here in the opening lap. Someone in Ty Morgo, just a little bit of contact there, but the yellow Bentley of Ty bullies him out, and he gets the spot back, but good start from all through there. And Jono Stan down there in 17th, and I think Nige is just leaving the pit lane. So
yeah, it's not ideal for Nige.
No.
He's slipped all the way to the back. He'll be trying to make quick work of these guys. He knows he's got the pace in them, and he's got to carve through the field to have any chance of recovering the result.
Bob Hoskins, hello possums. I haven't heard that for a long time. Welcome along. This is River and Paulie. Already Paulie in that Ferrari. Sizing him up for a move. And then Vic Chan behind, like he always does. Patient and calculated. He's just watching it all unfold. Maybe these two will have it coming together and he'll just get a clean move. But a long way to go. An hour's worth of racing. 2 stops. We are expecting at least a tyre change. Just because tyre wear is so high through this truck. So we're going to go into the first lap. We've already got, is that Vic Chan? It is.
It is.
So he's getting rid of, oh, someone had a contact with the wall. Was that Ty or Eagle?
I believe that was Ty. Clipped the wall coming into pit entry.
And Nigegunz here up beside Brett. And this is his fight back through the field now. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. But he made that one clean. And in the most popular overtaking spot as well. Braking zone into turn 1. AKA Tarzan, as it's known.
Paulie too, just while we were looking away, managed to steal P2 off River, so he's got any pace behind him.
Oh no, this is Nige, he just tagged the grass and the gravel trap saved him. But wow, not the start to this race he wanted. He gets away without any damage, but he lost a lot of time there. So unfortunate. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So Nigegunz, like I said, fighting his way back after that drive-through on the formation lap. Tags the grass.
Oh.
And there he goes. But that gravel trap did its job. But, wow, that hurts. So back up to the front. The battle for third starts to heat up. JJ Penguin tailing. I must say, he's come to form real quickly tonight. And JJ... River's going to go in, so the early stops. Maybe they've learnt something from the Pro-Am last week. I'm sure they were all watching and calculating the strategies. So that's River.
A couple of these guys, like you said, a couple just taking the opportunity to pit now, so the early stop being clearly favourable for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got a battle here between Jono and Brett. Jono up tonight. Oh, no, he's okay. Number 96. That's his number. He always wears the 96. I don't know the story behind it, though.
That's the year he was born, 1996.
Ah, right. He loves it.
Pretty straightforward one for him. I believe he's actually supposed to be running, based on the team thing, I think he's supposed to be running car 596. And he's just decided to rebel. This is a huge moment there in the grass. He's made it all the way to the gravel.
Wow, he's held that one well, but that was sloppy. That sucks. So we'll get back up.
Had that pressure from Brett behind and couldn't keep it on.
This is how it all unfolded. Yeah, the pressure was stacked, and it was stacked against Jono. Coming out wide into the gravel trap. Grass appears, gets even less traction and grip. jumps over a gravel trap, and that slows him down. Luckily.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looked like he just kept the foot in all the way through the grass.
He might have, actually. It's a shame we don't have the telemetry to check that, but it worked. It worked.
Well, I mean, it didn't spin him onto the Armco, so that's one thing.
Exorcist. I could have dominated last week if I didn't come last. I mean,
Great way to look at it.
track position here at Zandvoort is just key to success. That's why I think Slam Bob now ahead. He's in a prime spot. You're going to defend from the front, but if that undercut works wonders for those early stoppers, like Vic Chan, River, someone, we'll see. But those answers, those questions will be answered in the dying stages of this race, but at the moment, unfortunately, we've only had 5 minutes gone by, so there's still a lot to learn.
Yeah, long race to go, and I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Vic and Riv are probably actually in a decent position. Not sure exactly how far that undercut will get them, but you know, they're holding some pretty good pace down there, and they've got clean air up until they've got Jono.
Yeah, and this is Emu Egg we're watching. He's chasing Brett, and that is Nige in 10th. And that orange Ferrari trying to reel them back in. Christoph, thank you so much for the like, mate, and welcome to the stream tonight. It's good to have everybody's company. Always makes it more fun. But at the moment, it's everybody just sticking to their game plans, whatever they may be.
Lambo's just got this under control right now, doesn't he?
Sorry, who's that?
It's Lambo. He's just leading from the front, doing exactly what he needs to, hitting his marks, and he's just really leading from the front.
Oh, he certainly is. And we got a little Jewel, Ty Morgo, and someone awesome into Tarzan, inside line, beats the outside, and he gets the power down, and Ty promotes himself to 14th spot. Someone won't like that. They have already done their first pit stops as well. But, geez, these Bentleys look menacing and big around this track. I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest.
Very reminiscent of the peak Nissan GT3 days. I mean, that car was always renowned for being a bit of a big GT3 car, I guess you could say. And I think the Bentley's very, very similar.
Very similar, yeah. It is it's got such a presence on track that I'd hate to have one in my rear vision mirror. And here we go, we got maybe someone fighting back. He did have a nose sort of ready to pounce, but Ty was all over it too quickly.
Emu Egg here coming out of the final corner. He's got Nitro Company straight in the wall.
I saw that. We just went to it. Was he helped on at all?
No, that was all on his own. Maybe in the dirty air.
Wow. So that, we just got the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look. Just be prepared to react. I don't know. Just fluked it as it went back to Nige. Bang. Yeah. That was massive contact as well. Wonder how many seconds of repairs that is. That's got to be at least a minute. At least a minute. So there he is, stationary and looking pretty sad.
There we go. Not to forget is Nige. And from what was such a promising qualifying from him, it's just sort of slipping further and further, which is a real shame to see.
Yeah, Nige was in my preview write-up as one of the top 5 as well, so unfortunately, maybe me writing that write-up has hurt him more than it's, you know, the writer's curse has come into play.
A couple cases of that tonight, haven't there? I think we need to we need to pick something else to commentate on. Something that won't affect the drivers so much.
Exactly. If you do want to check out the latest points for yourself, just head over to demo1garage.com and it's the latest post there. The RaceOnOz Pro Class Round 4 preview. You can go check it out. All the info's there, including a bit of a rundown of the track itself if you're not familiar with Zandvoort. But yeah, 14 corners I've got to do tonight. And its length, 4.259 kilometres. And an FIA Grade 1 circuit, so the best you can get. And someone and Ty still, they can't be separated, can they, in those Bentleys? It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. In racing, you always see the same guys sort of race each other from week to week, but I'm not complaining. It's always a lot of fun.
That's great. These guys have put in... They've actually sort of made a little rivalry for themselves. I mean, obviously the bragging rights for the Bentleys is great. Eaglewind's holding on to that for now, but yeah, it's really good watching them go wheel to wheel each week just to see who comes out on top. It's always an interesting battle.
And Brian just saying that Nige put a lot of practice in for this race, and he, Paul captain, he says, because the skipper, Nige is the skipper of that team. My predictions were Paulie to win, Nige to come second, River third, Vic Chan fourth, and Slambob fifth. So, I'm sorry, Nige, if I had anything to do with your downfall tonight. I didn't mean it. You were in great form, and I thought you were going to come out and do great things. Except the walls found you tonight, and some weird penalties. I think Ty Morgo's starting to build a bit of a gap now in sub 1, so the pressure's off for him, and he can just get onto the task at hand and see if he can't catch back up to John O'Stan, who is about 3.2 seconds up the road. So you definitely do that with some quick laps. But at the front, it's our man Slam Bob. Oh, and he's starting to lag a little bit too. It scares me when I see cars do that, because I'm just afraid that the server's going to crash.
It always makes you a little uneasy, doesn't it? You just see these cars skip sideways, or do a little pirouette where you know they shouldn't, and you wince and go, oh please, nothing happened.
Yeah, I almost need a new change of underwear. I got that scared. Right, you can see, yes, Slam Bob. 1.1 against Paulie. Let's see if that interval's closed. I think it might have a little. JJ's up to third. 1.5, he's gained a bit. But yeah, JJ's going to be menacing. He's got some raw pace that he's clearly in the zone right now. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
JJ knows he might not have the outright pace over these guys, but he's a smart racer, and if I know JJ, he'll just put his head down, keep putting the laps in, and towards the end of the race he might be in a really good spot considering the tyre wear, to just sort of surprise these guys and maybe steal something under their noses. Yeah, I have a feeling the Mercedes might be a little bit heavier on the tyre wear than the Ferrari as well. But yeah, if he's obviously driving style can play a huge factor into that. So if JJ's smooth enough, he might be able to get away with it. But we saw a few people last week try that without changing the tyres, and yeah, it did not work. I can't remember who it was, unfortunately. No, I don't recall. And another man in the top 5 right now on a bit of a charge is Barters. He's just closed the gap to Eaglewind in the last couple of laps and trying to mount a challenge against the big Bentley, who's currently holding 4th. Yeah, Barters in that Audi. Audi's used to dominate this GT series back when it was the Blancpain Championship. Especially the sprint races, the sprint championship. You'd watch a race on the weekend and it was just Audi all at the front. But
You rarely see people use them here in Assetto Corsa.
A lot of factors that contribute to that. I think Audi have put a lot of development into the continuous, how do I say it, evolutions, the R8. I mean, we've seen so many different styles of them over the years. They just continue to improve and change their look. So Audi's commitment to the sport and GT racing in general really rubs off on how they go in Block Paint and now the Fanatec GT World Challenge.
Did I hear rumours? Was it Audi who were not going to make any more combustion engine vehicles, or was that Volkswagen?
That was Volkswagen.
Yeah, Volkswagen.
Yes, who are a part of Audi. Vice versa, I should say.
Great
so
move there from someone up the inside of Jono, and Jono just let that one happen. But yeah, sorry, go on.
That's alright. Jono would just be letting most people sidestep at this point. He knows he doesn't have the pace.
Nah, he should fight. Always fight. If you got track position, I don't care.
Well, I think it'd be rude to fight, if I'm honest.
Nah, it's not rude. Some people,
I know I do.
Some people don't like flashing lights, but I love it. If you've got track position, defend it. Make it difficult. But I don't race that often. I just want to see drama on track.
Yeah, that's the thing. For Jono, it'd be smart to do what he did, because he can watch someone's lines for a couple of laps, pick up a couple of tenths here or there, and it just makes life easier all around. He's not racing him on track at all. Like, he'll finish 30 seconds behind him minimum. So
yeah, no, I see your point. It makes sense. Yeah, this is.
I look at it.
Yeah, go on.
I look at it from a racer's perspective, and you look at it from a commentator's perspective. So
yeah, I was just about to say that thing. Yeah.
Yep.
This is why I'm not racing, because I.
Oh, speaking of, Jono's just looped it down to the Audi S, so
recovered quite quickly. Was that a nice 360?
It was relatively tidy.
So there's Chop, and there's Nige back at the back. So he's back out on track, but he's lost a lot of time with that big accident. I don't know. Maybe he can come back. Bit of an update with the top three. 1.6 the difference between Jay and Paulie, who was the winner last time out at Brands. Looks like the weather today as well is set to just be nice and sunny, because the forecast, at least for the next 10, just a bit of cloud, that's it.
How good. The track conditions staying optimum too.
Barbara Andrews, thank you for hitting the like button, and welcome along to the race this evening. Who are we supporting out there on track? If you haven't got anyone, just pick someone. I should write everyone's name in a hat and pick fans out, pick drivers out, so people watching can have a driver to follow.
I think I did the same thing. I invited a group of mates out to watch the Bathurst 12 Hour a couple of years back, and I pretty much did exactly that. I said, you support him, that's done, our weekend's good.
Well, I mean, like, people also do that with gambling, so obviously it makes it more interesting because there's money on the line. But
ooh, yeah.
I'd hate to see. I don't know what I think about gambling coming into eSports, because obviously the CSGO scene in Australia has been rocked with match fixing because of gambling. I just can't imagine the effect it would have on sim racing as well. I don't know.
Problem is that the prize pools aren't worth it compared to what these guys are making when they're putting bets on. So it's way more worthwhile for someone to actually just lose a match themselves and then make the winnings on betting than to actually win it. Like, it's a real gap.
Yeah, and then there's the argument, like, do sim racers deserve such high prize pools? Because I've seen the audiences that League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty League get, Overwatch, Dota, those sort of traditional esports. And then I've seen the audience that sim racing gets, and I think we tend to forget, but we're still quite niche. Like, it's not as big as I think we all think it is. Or we all like to think it is, if you know what I mean.
I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I was about to say, before you brought it up, sim racing and racing in general is a very selective sport. You either love it, or you're, like, it's just not something that everyone can just be automatically interested in. You've got to understand what's going on, why things are happening, why the tyres are going off. And that's why the audiences aren't that big. People just don't understand it, and they don't see the appeal. Whereas these straightforward games like CSGO or Dota or League of Legends, the goal is simple. It's beat the other team. Whereas in a race, so many things can happen that affects an outcome of a race, and it's never clear who's going to win. And I think that just turns a fair few people off. Whereas for us, it excites us. It's fantastic racing when that happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously the argument is we can bet on real racing, why not sim racing? And I also have the argument, but like, why do we always have to compare sim racing to the real world? I know it's simulating the real world, but like, why can't it stand on its own legs? Because there's guys out there that don't want to become real race car drivers. There's guys that just want to sim race and do that in a professional capacity as well. But I don't know. That's a big conversation. I'm probably going to have to flesh out on a podcast. But yeah, just get everyone at home thinking on those, because there's some big topics out there.
Yeah, it's you could set aside a long time to chat about them, and you probably still couldn't wash over everything, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we have 39 minutes remaining in this race. We've just done 20, and at the moment we've probably got most of the field through. If you're watching from home and you're wondering who's done a pit stop, who hasn't, and how many they've got, you can see that orange bar next to their name. There's a number. That's how many pit stops they've got to do. All remaining, rather. And when that bar turns green, they've done all their mandatory pit stops, and they don't need to stop again. But obviously, if they've got damage or whatever, they can come back in. But yeah, so there's 2 mandatory stops with a fuel stop as well. And they don't usually change tyres because they can usually last the distance. But Zandvoort's a high tyre wear circuit, so expect a set of changed tyres as well tonight from most of the drivers. Some people might risk it though. And we'll figure out who they are later on when their times are just dropping, because it didn't work out last week for some of the guys.
Thank you to Heather in the chat too. Keep us updated with Paulie's parents, Terry and Linda. Glad to hear you guys are enjoying the race. And Paulie clearly enjoying it as well, being just within a second of the race lead now. So the number 220 Ferrari driver really putting on a show tonight.
Absolutely. And you can see Paulie, he is starting now. He's got the bait out, he's got the hook out, and I think he's on, because Slam Bob, that interval dropping rapidly. I imagine there's going to be a pit stop shortly for either one of these two. The question is, does Slam Bob go, Paulie react, or does Paulie extend? It's going to be either one of those. Mr. Wilson also just getting involved in the debate. He says, because you can throw a race without stress of physical harm and pretty much no way to even monitor it while sim racing, guys in the real world can't just crash or blame a disconnect.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, actually.
Metal Steel also said he didn't change tyres last night. There was someone that didn't change tyres last week and was suffering big time. Like I said, it's going to come down to driving style as well. So there's a few guys out there that might be a little bit more aggressive, not as smooth with their turn in. Maybe they get a bit of slide happening here or there. But they're the kind of guys that are going to need tyre changes. But there are people out there that for some reason their tyres can last for eternity. I'm not one of those people. at all?
I don't really think I am either. I'm currently actually running in a Super Formula New Zealand series, where, ironically enough, I've been tipped to be the top tyre saver in the category.
Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense being on a controller. For the most part, having to use full steering lock in just about any corner due to being on a controller just burns tyres.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago there was like one of the F1 eSports drivers. He was sharing this tip about, because he was a controller user, where he would only move the analog stick so many degrees from center to turn, and it meant that the tires weren't rubbing, but he was still making all the corners because there was no difference between going full lock on the analog stick or going to this certain position, but the game saw it a little bit differently, and it actually meant less tire wear. The way people figure these things out is insane. Sometimes you're like, how did you figure that out? You know, like, how?
It's clever, that's for sure. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of just playing with things to see what gives you a gain and what doesn't. But that's, you know, it's a point that makes sense. That's somewhat similar to what GT does for you. Really good find that.
Does GT add the what's it? That counter steer assist when you're on controller? Isn't there? I thought there was like something running anyway, even if you turned it off. I can't remember. I heard something like that.
Yeah. No matter what you do, there's always going to be an aspect of auto steer on the controller. It's not prominent at all. You don't notice it when you're driving, but it makes things like catching a slide a whole lot easier, because trying to turn the wheel quickly to catch a slide on a controller is absolutely physically impossible. So it sort of just gives you a hand there, and it corrects your steering angle to be the optimum angle to catch it. That said, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to catch every single slide you're in, but it does just mean you're not destroying the tyres, and it means you're not at a terrible disadvantage.
Yeah, I think one of the things I learned when all the real-world drivers were, you know, getting into sim racing, mid-pandemic, was a lot of them said, you know, finding the edge in the sims a lot harder, because obviously in real life, obviously they can feel it, but it's a lot easier to control or to pull it back in with a slide or you know, a little bit of understeer there, or oversteer here. It's a lot easier to catch that. Where in sim racing, it's not quite there. Sometimes, as soon as it goes, it's gone, and you'll never get it. So I don't know how long until, you know, the physics of games sims can sort of emulate that better, but that's apparently one thing that's not quite there just yet.
Yeah, I've heard that from real drivers too. Just a lot of them complaining about when the car's understeering or it's particularly oversteering. Just being frustrated because nothing you can do can ever really fix that. There's no driving style to make your way around it.
Yeah, and I think tyre models as well, like sometimes the tyre model is like, it's grip or there's no grip. There's never an in-between. And yeah, that's always a big one for real world drivers. They're like, it just doesn't happen like that. So
the iRacing tyre model in particular has been always subject to a lot of criticism.
Oh, there you go. So Slambub's in, Paulie reacts, and they follow each other in for their first stop tonight. What does JJ do? He comes in too, and JJ was starting to lose pace with those two Ferraris. Barters, he's in. Vic Chan, well, he's fifth at the moment, but he's done that stop. So can he come out ahead of Slambob and it's Paulie? This could be not as close as I thought, maybe. We'll have... Oh, no, he's coming in. All right, so Vic Chan's getting rid of that second stop. Interesting.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
I would assume this would actually be a tyre stop for Vic.
Oh,
so
Paulie's been stationary a long time because Slam Bob's already out.
That'd be tyres for Paulie then.
Yep. All right. So here we go. Paulie with the tyres. Slam Bob didn't. He's going to be betting on the tyres at the end, obviously. I wonder if that risk was worth it.
It's on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is really spiced things up.
Like, how much slower is he going to be on these used tyres compared to whatever Paulie's just come out on? River up to second.
Times like this, I really wish we had some live timing to go off.
Oh, I know, right? It's the biggest... Yeah, it's just the biggest frustrating thing right now is like, it's all conjecture. We don't even know what's going on. We just got to guess. Get your act together, 505, and get us some damn timetables, please.
Please, I beg.
And like intervals that update live, not when they pass the sector, not micro sectors, just as it is live, like everything else. Why did you have to be different? I don't understand it. There must be some calculation thing or something. They'll never tell us though. Here we go. We got. Sorry.
Go on, continue.
Well, Skills just caught the back of Jono Stan here, and yeah, Jono's done his stop. Skill has done both. Let's see if Jono lets him through this time.
Let's see. Yeah, Skill having done both of his stops, I'd expect Jono to the white flag up on this one, but you know he's found a lot of pace since the start of the race, so he'll be a little more confident. I still would advise that he'll sidestep him, but we'll see what he does.
Oh, that was almost into the side there. PC does have lifetime gaming clips. It certainly does, because I have done my fair share of ACC streams on PC, and it is sublime. The amount of tools you get, it's a broadcaster's dream. It's so backwards here on the console. I just don't know why. Chris says about the RS Dash app. I don't know if it gives live timing for spectators though. That's the thing. Which is a shame.
Yeah, it's not advisable, especially when you've got people like us trying to make a bit of a product out of it, broadcast some great racing, and we just don't have all the tools to make it happen.
No, we've got Skill. Jono goes very wide. He actually a little bit self-inflicted there, trying to be a little bit nice about that. That sucks, but yeah, Skill's through. It's going to be a bit of damage for Jono to deal with. But like he said, it's a learning experience for him at the moment. In the pro class, this is Eagle and Vic Chan. Oh, Vic just did a fantastic overtake just before we cut to the shot. So Eagle went a little bit slower than Vic, and you can see Vic starting to pull away now. But it was an inside move. I'm just watching his stream on my right-hand monitor, and it was just before I switched. This is Barters in that Audi. Up to 6th at the moment. Where's he running in the championship? Let's have a look.
He's been bloody consistent, so it'd be relatively up there, you'd think.
He's 12th. He's got 149 points. So, yeah, still within contention. Like I said, the top 15, it's ridiculous how close they are. Give everyone a quick look at home. You might have to squint, but look at that. 168 is Vic Chan at the top. You go down to 15th, which is Bounty, 141. So 27 points. That's it. between first and 15. It is so close. And it just means these last 2 rounds are so important. Where's Vic Chan currently? He's down in 9th, and you got Slam Bob leading, who's 2nd at the moment. Hawley in 3rd. So those SAR guys, Selby Acoustics, they are looking pretty hot to take the championship title if things keep going their way.
I'm going to put in a bit of an early pick here with 25 minutes remaining in this race and say Vic Chan is going to be our winner.
Vic Chan, eh?
I think he's in a really good spot. He's got not a lot of traffic ahead of him. His next car is Barters ahead, who is on slightly older tyres, but on the same strategy. And was slightly ahead of River last time we checked in. You know, he's going to have that fresh tyre advantage over Slambo. I just see it really falling into place for Vic. But, you know, 25 minutes to go, so anything can happen.
Absolutely. Tracks actually dropped temperature from the start to 21, which is interesting. Because there's no wind. Ambient temperature's 15. I just would have thought it would have gone up a little bit, but, you know, 20 cars out there running for an hour isn't enough to warm the truck up. I don't know what is.
Yeah, well, it's gone to 20 now as well, so...
Yeah, it's really weird. There must... I don't know if there's going to be a sudden change in weather conditions, but it's the forecast is staying sunny at least. Exorcist also said they need to fix the in-game chat. You can only fit 16 in the party chat, and it makes in-race chat difficult. Yeah, that's something I wouldn't know about, obviously, but yeah, that's a weird restriction. I guess that's why Discord was invented, because of stupid restrictions like that. So, that...
Battle on track. Ty Morgo and Penguin P4.
Absolutely. JJ's going to want to make a clean pass here. Tom Morgo knows he has a very talented driver breathing down his neck at the moment. And he's doing exactly what I'd like them to do. Fight for the position. And Ty is going to just plop that Bentley in the middle. Oh, JJ might have found the room though. Later on the braking into the corner. Too wide for the Bentley. And it didn't take JJ long at all. And he's through. Well done.
Yeah, that was kind of Ty. He had the inside for the left-hander, but just chose to back out of it, knowing JJ had reeled him in by a lot last couple of laps, and they'll press on now.
Yeah, you can see JJ here just saw that gap opening up on the right-hand side. He put the car in it, and it was a little bit too wide there from the Bentley. Great stuff. Great stuff. That's what we want to see. That's how you do it at home, kids. Just like that.
Mr. Wilson too, spotting that Barter's in a very good position as well. 5 seconds, or 3 seconds now, my apologies, up on Vic. All stops completed, but on much older tyres, so he's in a similar position to Slambo in that respect.
New follower, Darren. Thank you for the follow, Darren. Good to have you with us here. Plenty more sim racing coming your way now that you're a follower. Just a bit of an update for the week, guys. I've only got one more race tomorrow for the week, and that is the Trans-Tasman Cup with Go2Wo, the GT4 series. So hopefully you guys will join me for that. The scheduled events are already up on YouTube and Facebook. But that's all I got for this week. I've got only 2 races, so I'll be probably creating some more content for Buy Me a Coffee and the supporters out there, and maybe recording another podcast or 2. So if you want to check it out, just go to buymeacoffee.com/demo1garage. You can check out the free content. If you want to... What's going on?
Oh, Vic Chan's off. Oh, that's huge. Oh, no.
So all that time, all that effort, it comes unstuck so quickly. Unfortunate. This is skill as well. He's starting to catch bounty at a rate of knots. So look out, Mr. Lexus. But yeah, I was just saying, if you want to go that extra mile, you can. Buy me a coffee's similar to Patreon, except more of the support or the money is put into the creator's hands, myself, and I'll be chucking it all back into the channel. Already, you guys have helped pay for the servers. You've helped pay for some upgrades with the server looks. Got some music as well. And you're keeping the ads off the website, especially. So the website's ad-free. Because it's funny, people, when I write articles, are like, this is just clickbait. And I'm like, there are no ads on my website. So I'm not making a cent out of clickbaiting. So, because that's what clickbait's about. Selling the ads. If that makes sense. Skill on the outside. And Lexus squeezed onto the marbles a little bit there for skill. He had to just let up and allow bounty passage. Cheese is excited for the race tomorrow. I am as well. I love the GT4s and I'm excited to see what the Genetta can do. On a track that, because we're at Brands Hatch, I think, the Genetta's going to be absolutely phenomenal, I think. But yeah, your support has kept the ads away, so thank you. Barter's now. Since it was 2/10 off. Oh, we got... Who was those two? Back markers somewhere. This is why I'm not a fan of the way they do their timing systems. It's so hard to find the driver that was battling there, but it might have been a back marker. It just looked a little bit more exciting than whatever it was. But you can see River up to second, and Slam Bob's there. Paulie down in third, and they're coming up on some traffic now. This is going to slow Slam Bob down, I think. He needs to clear them, and he needs to clear them very quickly, and they're having a race of their own. The River dives off. He takes a stop. And skill. He's got that overtaking skill. Inside line. Bounty. He's just going to have to let Slam Bob through. He does. And unfortunately, that means Mr. Lexus loses a lot of time.
Yeah, skill benefited a lot of time from that.
Oh,
he's still going to have to step out of Slambo's way, but that was free kick to skill.
The little Genetta that could. That's right, Cheese. Exorcist also said Sperithor for angry. He's home resting up after his surgery. Get well soon. Back. I hope so too. I didn't know he was going for surgery.
Get well soon, mate. Hope you're watching and keeping an eye on things.
Slam Bob's through some of those back markers. That's what he wanted to do, and he did it fairly quickly. And this race is starting to get quite strategic now. We've got only 17 to go. And I really... there's still a few scenarios that could play out here. River now down in 5th. River's in for a good shot of a podium. I just knew the Ferraris were going to perform well today. I just had a feeling. Ty Morgo down there in 4th, but he's probably going to finish. He's got to stop as well, so Ty's going to drop a fair way down that order. Maybe behind Vic Chan. Eagle Wind area down there in 8th.
Yeah, it depends on whether he takes tyres or not for this final quarter of the race, but I think we'll see him slip down a fair way. Obviously, River on his back now, who is fighting for this race lead.
Absolutely, yeah. He needs to get in some quick times, and he doesn't want to be held up by any of the back markers. Hopefully, the blue flag's message is getting through, but he's not close enough, is he? As we hit Tarzan now. And it's going to be so hard to find room to let him through here.
That's the thing, it's still 4th position for River, so Ty Morgo not obliged to let him through.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, that completely washed over my mind then. You're right. Yeah, so Ty Morgo could be playing some team games or some strategy here himself. Like you said, he's not obliged. And that's what I wanted to see. So thank you, Ty.
I have a feeling
Answer the
that
call.
Ty is still the top place Pagnian driver, so I don't believe he's got any kind of team gamesmanship to be playing here.
But he could
And
just
again, I'll see
be
him
out.
step to the side.
I mean, like BHR, the team anyway, they are just dominating this series. And what better way to get back at the winning team than by slowing one of them down? I
By
mean,
beating them.
that's what I would do.
suggest.
Well, if you can't beat them, you know, play the
That's the
support
thing,
role.
there's a lot of different things to think about. If he slows down River here, he might be giving points to Selby, who in turn that might hurt Pagnian more. So it goes a lot deeper than what we might see just on track. And in theory, honestly, the quickest way to do things is just to get out of their way. And Ty taking this opportunity now to pit, and in turn, River now has a lot of clear track.
Yes, he does. But he did have to follow for a lap. I wonder if he did lose any time out of that. And we only have 2 drivers yet to make their final stop. Now, we saw at Brands Hatch one of those final stops being made on the final lap for the Pro Class last time out. Are we going to see something similar again? That was obviously because of wet tyres and stuff, but it was an interesting decision because we've only got 14 minutes to go.
Thanks, Nige.
Yeah, that's great. Lawtrek says, just doing a Bottas against Lewis if you have been watching the drivers. Yes, that was similar to Rosberg holding up Lewis Hamilton at that final race in like 2016 or whatever it was, 2015, when it was like for the championship. I don't know if you guys remember that race.
It was Hamilton holding up Rosberg at Abu Dhabi in 2016.
That's it, yeah. I knew it was one of them.
It
God,
because-
that was a fun era of F1 when those two were fighting each other.
That was great. The situation was, I'm pretty sure it was Vettel actually in P3. If he passed Rosberg, then Hamilton would have been the champion, which is why he was backing him.
Yes,
Which makes perfect sense. There's a direct game to be made there.
That's right. But I just like seeing people fight for it, just because they can. Because it's fun. And I know the people at home want to see it too. Now, Brett Want's getting close to skill here. Number 334. The AMG right now, it's going to look a little bit out of place. You will have the power down the straights. It's getting quite busy at this part of the track now. But this is the battle for 10th. So top 10, a coveted position. Brett's going to go for it. And hopefully he gets a little bit of a draft assist into that Tarzan corner. Not close enough yet. Look how quick the AMG is down the straights. And running wide as well. So I wonder if there's tyres. I don't know. It just seems to be a lot of understeer being influenced on this car's behaviour now. Keep an eye on it. So now we've got a fight between Adam and Skill as well. Nala David Wilkinson has liked the stream. Thank you for doing that, Nala. But Adman and Skill. It's AMG v AMG. Bring it on. Oh, skill! Oh, the gap closed. Couldn't just slightest of contacts there. They were very lucky. Skill just stomped his brake pedal and somehow got it pulled up. There will be a bit of pink paint left on that green AMG of Adman though. Oh, Skill, this is... that was a great exit through there. Adman, a little bit wobbly. If Skill can get on the power, he's in the draft. Down the straight here is close enough to do damage here. Already, Adman, he's going to take the inside line. Skill, he's going to go the scenic route around the outside. Can he hold it there as the marbles are all placed on the outside of the circuit? He's still with him. And as they come through, the S's just gets it done. Well done from Skill. And great defending from Adman, but it wasn't enough.
It was fantastic from Skill. Real display of overtaking finesse there.
Vic Chan is trying to get past Barters now. So this is for the top 5.
And Slambo too, our race leader, has made his final compulsory pit stop and come out behind River.
There you go. But the top 3 being Ferraris. Yeah, this is where they shine. Vic Chan going the scenic route as well. Following Skill's maneuver. Inside line, but look at that. The Audi's already there to cover him off.
Slambo's gone. Slambo is out of this race. He is disconnected.
Oh no.
Oh, the driver who was picked to be on the podium, Slambo, has disconnected from this race. I was about to say his lag was off the scale bad, but it said it for itself.
So that has put returning driver JJ Penguin, still nursing an injury, up into 3rd place. Didn't think he would have expected that on his return, but wow, the hard work's paid off. I mean, this is sim racing sometimes. It just happens. Disconnects, they happen. But wow. Such
it's just
a shame.
similar to a mechanical failure, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of the only way you can look at it.
Yeah, that's the analogy I like to use. You know, just yeah. Because I mean, imagine if Sim started trying to randomize, like, you know, mechanical failures and stuff.
You can't.
It'd be terrible.
There's no proper way to do that.
No.
You know, it's happened. It's in the past. Slambo will he'll move on. He'll race hard in the next one. We've still got a fight on here, and the closest one at the moment is Vic Chan trying to get something done on Barters for 4th place.
Yeah, again the outside line, because they're looking to get that inside for this left-hander, but again, Barters, he's just all over it. He knows where to put his car. Just how long can he hold out for? Vic Chan's going to be ruthless in the attack. 7.5 to go. So a few laps left yet. But Barters, he's going to have a good old crack at this one, I think. Vic Chan, we saw him make an error before, because he was pretty much on for a win almost. Look at that, Barters again. Just a different line, trying to block Vic. He's trying to think 2 corners ahead as well. So when he gets out of the corner he's in, he's blocking the inside for the next one.
Oh, Vic tried the wide line there as well, just trying for the run down into Audi, but just nothing working at the moment. He cannot manage to get by that Audi.
Yeah, Barters just is a solid wall right now.
World's widest Audi R8 GT3.
Absolutely. But yeah, he's in that race mind. He's you can see it. He's thinking ahead to the next corner. Because he's just defending the right spots. Here we go. Vic's going to have another crack at it. He is up inside the spoiler of Barters, but again, not close enough this time around, so he's not really going to have a chance of the overtake on this lap. And this is going to get really tense.
Yeah, I said this one heating up a fair bit. Barters, there's no chance he's just going to let him by. Not with 5 minutes to go. He'll back himself every day to hold him behind. And there's still the question of Paulie. Where will he come out? He's run a flawless race so far. Not a single wheel put wrong. But is it going to be enough to take the win off River?
Just having a look at Vic Chan's onboard. His tyres look good, so he's definitely got all the grip in the world. Oh no! Oh no!
Barters!
Barters!
Oh, he's put a foot wrong.
No! Barters! I thought it was going to be Vic Chan, but it was Barters. Let's have a look. Oh, he just like sailed off a little bit too far on the exit. Yeah, they touched that grass there. We saw that in qualifying. That's such a shame. And Barters has got a lot of work ahead of him.
It looked like Vic was never going to get by him. That was such a valiant effort defending, but eventually Vic Chan prevails and through to P4 with Barters ailing him behind.
Oh, it's such a shame as well. All it took was just a slight tyre on the grass. The grassy knoll. And off he goes. Someone awesome down in 13th. Why is he so far down the order?
Yeah, it's been a tough one. Brett off in the gravel actually in P10. Just picked up.
So this is a...
Nige makes a mission out of it.
So we got, that is Barters, you can see behind. This is a battle between Chubb and Emu. And these guys are going at it for 14th. And Barters, I don't think he's going to catch Vic Chan at this moment, so he might just sit there and wait. But the blue flags are out. So they are going to have to make an executive decision sooner rather than later, because they can find themselves looking down at a black flag if they don't get out of the way. It's a good little battle forming all the way through the field. Oh, looking for room, looking for an alternate line. Chubb is just all over it. So there goes Barters.
Oh, almost, a bit of contact there.
Oh, jeez. Emu almost hit him on the turn in.
I think he did. I think there was a touch between them, which is why Emu ended up a little bit closer to the Armco than he would have liked.
Yeah, that was very lucky. Barters would have been dropping from 5th to, you know, outside the top 10 if it was had that happen to him.
What this has done too is it's given John O'Stan a sniff, so he's got all the incentive in the world now to try and get something done for Emu.
Oh no, on the grass! I thought Emu was going to tap the brake with his tyres on the grass and it would have just upset the balance, but he held it. And yeah, you're right, Jono's there in 16th, and there's such a weird mix of back markers, position fighting. Oh, Jono's trying to sneak it through up the inside because Emu had to let the Bentley
that's
through.
Brilliant.
And that is just sly and sneaky. Wow.
Brilliant move from Jono. That was really forward thinking there. I'm sure Ty wouldn't appreciate getting it up the backside, but you know what? It worked for all of them, and that was really opportunistic from Jono.
Oh man, I want to watch that again. Let's have a look. Just, he found that room up the inside. And wow, yeah.
Oh, Chubb out wide too. Watching the replay. Jono up alongside. He's going to grab him too. Oh, there's contact! Hold on to it, son.
Oh no, he's been pushed!
Oh, and Chubb finishes the job.
Chubb.
Oh, it's Chubb.
Oh, the blood was spilled today. I didn't think it was going to be at the back of the field. But yeah, that was a little bit careless, I think. I don't know what Chubb... Oh, there was nowhere to go, really, so it's hard to judge. But wow. Get another look at that.
It's one of those real difficult ones. Obviously, Jono just losing the rear in front of him. Manages to hold it brilliantly, but Chubb... Halfley, nowhere to go. I think we'll leave that one for the stewards to sort out.
Absolutely. Well, Paulie looks like he's going to leave that stop to the last lap, because he's still yet to take that last mandatory stop. He's like 25 seconds ahead of River. It might be enough to get him in and then get him out and then finish this race in the lead. It just, he's going to do it again. Paulie somehow is just going to do it again. Yes, here we go. This is going to feel like an eternity for Paulie now. 24 seconds. River runs. That's where the green BHR Ferrari is.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
You know what? I think River's close enough. I think he is just there. He's going to be able to pip him.
So he'll come across down the start finish straight. There it is. There's the entry to the pit lane. And my game's crashed! Believe it or not.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh, it's going to be all voice commentary from here then. And it's River sails around Tarzan, and Paulie, he's been left in second place. What a heartbreak for Paulie. He's done everything right so far, and River still manages to come out ahead.
Can't believe that. Wow. Well done, ACC.
A strange way to end this race with no video feed.
I'm so sorry, but that is just... This is why I complain about ACC every week, because of this stupid stuff.
Oh, it's fair enough. It really is. And the clock is ticked to 0, so this will be River now to complete his 38th and final lap to finish up in P1. He's still got half the track to go. One more corners to navigate, but all looking pretty good for the BHR driver.
Wow.
You trying to reboot it, or is it just sort of cooked itself?
It just blue screened.
Lovely.
I'm trying to get back in, but it's pretty much over, isn't it?
Pretty much. That is River coming through the ADSs now. So there's 2 corners to go now for the leading Ferrari driver. This has been a stunning drive from himself. He's battled against it. He's had Paulie for company. He's had Slambo. Big Chad gave us a run at one point, made us really think about who was going to win it, but it's going to be River. Coming across the line now, brilliant run from River, who will take the checkered flag at Zandvoort. And Paulie in behind. I know it's a little bit strange and no one can see, but he'll take P2. Great run from Paulie, and I'm sure he would have impressed Terry and Linda. And River, that was a win by 3.5 seconds, Mr. Wilson. So a nice little drive there. JJ Penguin on his return in 3rd place. What a solid drive from Penguin. That was really impressive considering he's carrying a knee injury.
Yeah, I was impressed with his performance tonight. Very impressed.
Really solid lead FR driver, and obviously taking it home for GRT and the Mercedes. Vic Chan, who was so rapid earlier in this race, comes across in P4, and Barter's great drive for P5. Ty Morgo following him in for P6. Eagle win, the long gap back to him. He will cross this line in P7 as the second Bentley behind Ty Morgo. Gill, who he couldn't really get a clean run in today, could he? He'll come across in P8. It's been, probably say it, a real frustrating race by his standards.
Well done, River.
No more frustrating.
Well done, River, man. That was tough.
Nigegunz, my mistake.
Paid me back for
Had it all
last
today.
week,
The
mate.
drive-through penalty, the early spin, the hit into the wall
That
too.
was nice.
Just listening to the
Damn it.
boys.
I was busting my ass that last thing, but damn it, I was watching the gap time. I'm like, I'm not pulling away, damn it. I need 30 seconds. I need 30 seconds.
I couldn't see how far you were ahead.
Because all the lap cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept looking back and I'm going, it's 24, and I'm going, oh no, I at least need 30, I need 30, and I'm pushing my ass off, and I'm like, fuck, I'm staying the same damn pace. That was good, man. That was well done.
Well, there you go.
Congrats on the podium.
Yeah, congrats on the podium. 2 spins
Sorry.
or 1.
Well, yeah, thanks for finishing that off there, Zed. Apologies, guys, because that was... We missed a really good end of that race, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But this is why I complain every week, because I mean, that just wasn't good enough. Imagine if that happened at a SRO event or a VCO event or any event. You know, it's not a good look.
It's not ideal, and I think they've got a lot to learn in terms of broadcasting capabilities, and they can do to improve in the future. But we'll work with what we have for now.
Absolutely. I do want to say thank you, though, to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Your support has been overwhelmingly awesome. Our new followers, subscribers, if you haven't done so, don't forget to hit like on the video wherever you're watching us from. And tell your friends about our sim racing broadcasting here on Demo One Garage. We do have the Trans-Tasman Cup tomorrow night from about 7:30 in the GT4s. We're at Brands Hatch. Very much looking forward to that one. So I'll be there taking you through that race. And that's it for this week. It's a pretty short week, but more content, articles and stuff, I'll be putting them together. So keep an eye out on the buymeacoffee.com/Demo1Garage or our website, demo1garage.com. And you can support us there for just the price of a coffee. But until then, thanks to everyone. Thank you, Zed. It's been a pleasure. But
Always good fun in the box with you.
Yeah, great end there. A shame we didn't get to see it, but that's it, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Your hump day's tomorrow, so it's all downhill after lunch to the weekend. But I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Good night.
See you all.